Welcome to the Wednesdays with Will podcast, where Will shares weird, wacky, and wonderful things that go through his mind on Wednesday.
Welcome to Wacky Wednesdays. That's not what it is at all. I really wanted to hijack it.
I bring him on for a couple episodes, and he just thinks he can run the show now. Well, that's crazy. Wacky Wednesdays, doesn't even know the title yet.
Wacky Wednesdays with Will.
Welcome to Wednesdays with Will, where we share the weird, wacky, and wonderful things that go through Will's mind on Wednesdays.
I've heard it both ways.
Yeah, well, we don't go both ways here on Wednesdays with Will.
We only bat righty over here.
Yes!
There's no switch.
Righty. Shout out to my fiance in the building.
Hey.
Yo! Anyway, speaking of fiance, we're looking for a fiance for Nick.
No, we're not. But we did ask the question. The question did come up. I'll let you ask it again, but I decided we should probably start rolling.
Yeah, we're rolling. We were just having a casual conversation. I was like, we got to roll with the question.
Yes.
Of what steps, well, yeah. Because what we talked about off camera, Nick is not in these online dating streets. You're not going to see him over on Bumble like, yeah, Nick out here. No, he's not out here. So if you see him, you're being catfished. Somebody's using his handsome face to try to like lure you in.
Actually, that did happen. Really? Okay, kind of yes. Okay, so this is what happened. Rule number one, never leave your computer open and logged in. I learned this the hard way because I'm still getting emails from this. All right, cool. So this is way back when. We're talking like 2012, 2011. Okay. I was working for Starbucks at the time. Okay, I left my Mac open because I was working on something, and then I shut down the program, but I didn't like lock my computer.
Yeah, gotcha.
So somebody got on my Facebook, saved a couple pictures from my Facebook, and then this is when Craigslist had personal ads, not just misconnections, but
like hookup ads.
Those kind of ads. Yes, those ones. They stole my pictures, posted it as me. And I can't remember what the caption said. Like I remember what one part of it said because it was funny. I'll give them that. It was funny. It was funny.
What did it say?
I'm looking for a woman strong enough to hold me. So,
wow.
Some people who responded took that literally.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
That was part of it, and then the other parts got a little nasty, and I kind of blocked those out of my head. Okay, yeah. But anyway, so I still get emails from that.
Wow.
Just because like they sell them like that's because they sell them to like ad sites and stuff, and so like whoever I end up marrying or whatever, like if she checks my email, like I have nothing to hide. But like she's like, where did this come from? It's still a repercussion from 12 years ago.
Yeah,
it's from 12 years ago.
That's crazy.
No, it's legit. It's like so that's. But I'll say though, So they're using my likeness without my permission.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they're definitely doing that. So I have so many. I'm like, first of all,
lots of questions.
Yeah, a lot of questions. But so since you're not on the online dating, what is the most? I guess for you, what is the ideal way to meet a woman?
So I'm about to make a reference here. So I'm gonna preface everything I say with this reference.
Okay.
Have either of you or any of you out there, have any of you seen Major Payne?
Nope.
No. Damon Wayans, Major Payne, no one. First off, that's what my childhood is like. Replace the bald black dude with a Sicilian Italian. And that is my dad in my childhood because he was a Marine. So yay, team.
All right.
But there's this thing where he's on a date in the movie. And then the girl, Miss Wilburn, she asked him, was like, has there ever been a Mrs. Payne? He's like, negative. I figured if the Marines would have wanted me to have a wife, they would have issued me one. Okay. And so like that's his answer. So I say all that to say is if God wants me to have a wife, he's going to issue me one. He'll create that scenario when that happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So with that being said, then is there like do you see people in your walks of life? Then you're like, do you feel that urge to pursue any person at this, or is it more like you're waiting on a move to be made on their behalf, kind of a thing?
No, I will pursue when I feel like I'm supposed to pursue,
Gotcha.
or if the Lord makes that very clear and apparent, then yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah.
I'm also a very stereotypical guy, whereas like I need a sign with big bright friggin' lights, billboard style, saying, "Hey, by the way, your exit is here." Oh, well, there's that. Well, I guess the exit's here. If you give me something subtle or like do the hint drops or whatever, I won't know that until like years later. Like I was at a wedding, I was at a buddy's wedding, and then like I didn't realize this girl was asking me to dance, and it was years later I realized, she is asking this because like, what are you doing? I was like, oh, I'm singing. Well, you could get out there and dance with that, with the tall brunette. And I was like, what? That girl over there is like, she's already got a date. And then she gave me a look, and like, she gave me a look like, oh. I was like, what the hell? I was like, I don't know what this is going on. So it wasn't until years later I'm sitting there, like, I think I was in the backyard. I was just sitting out, like, sitting out in the backyard, just near a bonfire, just kind of admiring the night and enjoying the night, taking a quiet night. And all of a sudden I'm sitting there sipping my drink. She wanted me to dance with her.
Yeah.
Like, Dad, I was like, years later, I was like, oh, I'm an idiot.
A PSA to my single sisters in Christ out there.
Be blunt.
Yes!
We do not get the hint.
No. Confused. We had no idea. I mean, heck, I probably could have, I could have been in a relationship with my fiance way earlier. Had I have known there was an interest.
She was thinking, he's fine. Look at that Bass Pro Shop hat.
It was the Bass Pro Shop. That's another thing. Get you a Bass Pro Shop hat.
Shout out to Lindsay for grabbing my phone and texting him saying, hey, it was so much fun hanging out with you. We should go on another date soon.
See, because in my mind, we weren't dating. We were just, it was kind of the undefined stage.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to just kind of reason through her interest.
You couldn't figure out if she's really interested in you or if it was just another friend thing.
Exactly, because it's been all friend in the past.
Exactly. So if you've ever put a guy in the first and foremost, if you're looking for a husband, check your friend zone.
Oh! Wow.
Check your friend zone. If you're looking for a husband, check your friend zone because it's that guy who's always been there. Girl's like, I didn't see it. There's a reason why that dadgum movie plot makes so much movies. It's because like I didn't realize that I've only ever thought of him as a friend. Yeah, it's because he's there. He's waiting for you. He's husband material. You just said no to him for whatever dumb reason. Like honestly, like one of the most frustrating things ever is like don't tell a guy a catch if you're not going to date him. Don't ever say like, if you're a single lady and you're talking to a dude and you say, oh, you're such a catch. No, you're lying to him. Know how we know? Because if I was a catch that you thought I was getting, you'd be dating me because I've been here.
Yeah.
Or the girls who are like, well, I'm just not in dating like.
No, don't do that. My homeboy got burned by that recently. Had a girl he was talking to. He's like, I'm just not in the headspace for a relationship right now. Come to find out 2 months later, she's dating somebody else. No, you just weren't the person for me. Just say that.
Just say that.
Just say that.
It feels so wrong as a girl to.
Can we talk about why?
No. Okay. Why? Because
putting his fiance on the spot.
Because it's like you don't want to hurt their feelings.
Yeah.
And so it's like protecting. Because for girls, we're like very protective of like you want to say the right thing and not like hurt, but. I'm learning. You gotta be blunt.
Yeah,
you do.
You have to.
It's far more. It's okay. So like one of my exes, she did that thing where where girls will break up with you mentally months before they tell you. They're hoping that you catch the hint. Well, so like for most guys, like if we find somebody that we're really interested in, and then she's playing that game, like the only thing that we know to do is like, okay, there's a problem. I'm gonna fix it. Yeah. I'm not giving up. Like we're programmed from childhood. You don't give up. You keep fighting. That's what's programmed in think of every single hero movie. There comes a part where he can either give up and the day's done, or if he keeps fighting just that little bit more, he's going to be victorious. So we are programmed from a young age, and even biblically, we are programmed. Don't give up. Keep fighting. You keep fighting. A righteous man may fall, but 7 times, but he still gets up. And so we're going to keep fighting. So if you want that to end and you've mentally checked out and you're done with him, he's never going to get the hit. You might as well just flat out tell him hey, this is run its course. I don't feel like I'm supposed to be here with you. And just be very blunt. Just be very blunt.
If you hold it off and wait till a year later, it's only going to hurt him more. Yeah. He's going to look back and be like, now I wasted all this time.
And money too. And effort and all that stuff. So better the wounds of a friend than the kisses of an enemy.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, all that said, that sounds right. Better bond. Same joke. No. That's I literally lived it. I mean, after one of my exes, it was she had been wanting to break up with me for 4 or 5 months or something like that. So by the time we actually did break up, 2 weeks later, she was I saw on her Instagram, she was already with some other dude. I was like, ooh. Yeah, because she had already checked out. But so all that say is just be blunt about everything. That's the best relational advice I think I've ever seen, and including with premarital counseling and all that other stuff is you cannot hint drop. It's
don't beat around the bush.
Beat around the bush.
Don't beat around the bush. Just get rid of it. Just might as well just be very direct to be like, hey, You can even preface it like, hey, just know that I love you. This does not change my feelings and my thoughts or my affections for you. I love the mess of you. I'm still looking forward to a life with you and all that other stuff. If you're not married, be like, I'm looking forward to getting married to you. Still is not going to change anything. But that is annoying as hell what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
Like, or even if you are married, like, this doesn't change anything about relationships. So we need to talk about this right here.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't going to change how we're still pursuing each other, et cetera, et cetera. But you've got to get it out, honestly. Yeah. So yeah, I just find too many games like that on online dating.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm just not going to do it.
So you're not going to find them, but you have the Wednesdays with Will page. All that
Wednesdays
to say,
with
what a guy, man. You heard this? I mean, you hear what I'm hearing? If I was a girl, I'd want to date this guy right now. Let's just go ahead and DM the Wednesdays with Will page. Send a couple pictures about your application. So what you do for a living. Yeah, don't send a picture. I'm just kidding. Oh, anyway. And maybe we can go through a vetting process. Actually, what's the email for the Craigslist? Email the Craigslist.
Dude, I destroyed that so bad. I really messed it up. I did. But no, like there's lots of stuff like that. So I'm not gonna do online dating. I figure, like I said, Lord will organize that.
Well, bring somebody.
I mean, like for right now, like I'm working on me.
Yeah, I get it. The thing with me, the reason why I brought that up too is because I feel like the days of organically meeting somebody are gone. You like with us, we knew each other.
Yeah.
We were friends.
Yeah.
But you can't just meet somebody at Kroger and be like, "Those eggs, you need a hand?" And like, just get.
Especially if she's got eggs, and you're like, she's gonna be, which ones are you talking about?
Exactly.
You gotta be very clear what you're talking about. You're talking about something else, or am I gonna have to hit you?
So I mean, that's the tough thing.
Well, I mean, like that's kind of online dating kind of ruined that. I mean, like if you think about it, like 20, 30 years ago, before online dating was really a thing, like if you two were in the same town or whatever, the only thing you're having to compete with is guys in your town. Mm-hmm. Maybe a town or two over. Maybe if she travels out and has friends in other places and stuff like that. But if she stays in the same town, if she stays, if her friend group is within the same like general region, you're only competing with the guys that she's interacting with. Nowadays, like you're competing with everybody globally. Yeah. Globally, who's going to offer her the world and everything in it. Yeah. And so like that's a big thing, especially like women's number one thing being like security and stuff like that, which the world has distorted to mean money. Mm-hmm. So they've perverted what security and provision means to be only meaning a certain dollar amount or whatever. Like that's a real thing. Like you're not competing against all those things. And not to downplay anybody. Like if that's your thing, that's your thing. Whatever, you work on your own convictions and stuff like that. But like. That's why online dating has ruined actual dating. Yeah. I'm wholeheartedly convinced of it.
I mean, I got hit on at the chiropractor.
Yeah.
And it was quite a time. And so but it seemed really creepy. Yeah. It feels so wrong to just be
weird
approached.
You approach people now. You really can't flirt with someone in person unless you have an established relationship with them already.
Yeah, I think it's about delivery. Like honestly, I think it's all about delivery and like reading your audience. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of it is that. So I mean like because like again driving Uber and stuff like that, like there's certain things like I'm kind of feeling out like every person that gets in my car, like I'm trying to feel like, do they want to chat? Yeah, or do they want to be quiet?
I always wonder about that.
Yeah, so like, do you want me to be quiet? Because like I have no problem sitting in silence. Like I'll chat your ear off.
But some people are more uncomfortable in silence. They want to talk.
They want to talk.
Or they want to hear the radio. Do you have the radio on? Or music? Or you ask them where?
Most everybody nowadays has AirPods, so they just plug their phones in. Like, if they do that, I'm like, cool, man. I actually kind of prefer that because I don't have to worry about saying something dumb. Yep. I say a lot of dumb things.
Mm-hmm. We know that's the widest
podcast. But yeah, so I mean, like, so again, like they randomly approach me like, oh, you look good, but I want like, what's the most appropriate way? So like. My favorite is the blunt approach. Like if I were to approach anybody, I only did this when I was on tour because like I know it's not going anywhere. It's like I'm never gonna be like what are the odds of me actually finding you ever again? Yeah, unlikely.
What's your approach? What's your Riz game?
That's right. The Riz, my game that I'm spitting. Sorry, 90s, 2000s. That's a previous episode. You can go back and take a look at that one. The game, there's the blunt, honest approach, which honestly I cannot take credit for this one. What gave me the confidence to do this is an old show that got canceled, which is sad because it's a brilliant show. It's a really good one called Lie to Me. Okay. And so it's all about being able to being able to look at somebody and watch their micro expressions and all this stuff, which actually is kind of a science, and tell if they're telling the truth or if they're being lying or if they're lying or something. So one of the guys, he comes to the conclusion, he's like, I can't lie to any of my coworkers because we all do lie detection for a living. And so he's like, I might as well just be brutally honest. And so he's like, you're really attractive. And I don't think I have much of a chance with you, but I figured you should know that you're really attractive. It's the brutal honest approach. I kind of do something similar. It's just like I think the last time I was on tour, it was a very beautiful barista who was making my coffee, and I tend to be a bit of a coffee snob.
Yeah.
So for the few people who actually follow me on Instagram, my Instagram is either my puppy or me making coffee somewhere like out of whatever it is. I'm going on a hiking adventure or something like that. But anyway, so like it's something like that. But anyway, so she was making my coffee. I was just like, you're really attractive. I'm assuming that you probably have a boyfriend or significant other of some kind. I don't see a ring on your finger, but I figure you should at least know. And if you're not doing anything tonight, I'm working a comedy event. I can comp you some tickets if you'd like to come. It's like, oh, that's so sweet. But I think my boyfriend's gonna propose to me tonight. It's like,
wow.
He was like, wow, either that's 100% true or it's 100% a lie. It's one of those extremes right there. It's like you were either creeped out by me or you actually think that's sweet, but you're definitely more interested in your boyfriend. Fiance. I was like, oh, how long have you been dating? Oh, I'm sorry, I gotta work on this next drink. Cool, then.
Yeah, well, that's actually a pretty smooth approach. It's really direct. It's not creepy because it's like just honest, and it's so yeah. Well, we have a lady in the audience. How would you rate that approach? Let's see. What we got?
It would. It would take me aback first because it's not something you're expecting. Just so bold because you kind of try to slide in, and so I'd be taken aback. Yeah. But I mean, I think it's good to have that and be like, wow, to just have somebody be truthful, how they're feeling, and so I think it's good.
No, it's the one thing that I've learned in my many years of being on this earth. Well, the thing I do a lot of research in psychology and stuff and all that. I'm weird. But the bigger thing, when it comes to ladies, what they go for is they like the confidence. Confidence, a man who is very confident. Again, this goes to a previous conversation. If you're gonna do anything, do it with the confidence of a gay man. What? That's
you did so well for so many episodes. Now, seriously.
Seriously. Leave it, bud. Sorry, it's my dog.
Yeah, dog doesn't love you, but
yes, I love that little guy. But he's squeaking as a raccoon. That is not a euphemism for something.
He is a male.
It's a little raccoon.
Waiting for a female dog.
Yes, he is. He's never mind. All you need to know is that they be crazy. Oh man. But the bigger thing that I've discovered is women like confidence. They if you're very confident in what you're doing, do everything with the confidence of a gay man who's hitting on a straight guy. Yeah. Because if you've ever seen that, gay dudes when they're hitting on, they know the guy's straight, they're still gonna hit on men, but they're gonna be confident about it. Yeah. If you have that same level of boldness and confidence, you can go for it. But yeah, apparently that's one of the bigger things that'll win over people, which is why I strike out, because I'm not really that confident. The only thing that gave me confidence for that was I know I'm not gonna be here anymore. I'm not gonna see her again. It's that's a thing. Sorry, love you, buddy, but I'm gonna get into that one.
Sorry, I'm just taking that away.
Yeah. What was your approach?
My approach? Well,
with this one.
Well, that one is.
Hold on, let's have her tell the story. How did Will win you over? What was his Riz game like?
Oh my gosh.
He was definitely, he didn't realize he was hitting on me, and now he was. So when I finally realized that he was going, I no longer wanted him in the friend zone. He asked me to brunch, and I'm thinking, wow, this is wonderful. He's asking me to brunch. This is a date. In his brain, it was not a date. It was just a pastoral kind of meeting. And I go in there.
Are you trying to do the ministry of laying on hands or something like that? What's this all about?
So he was just wanting to catch up, see how it's going. And I said, before I just was asking how it's been going, because we hadn't seen each other in a bit. And he said, I said, what's the dream, Will? What's going on in your life? What's the dream for you? And he goes, I really feel like I'm ready to get married.
Wow.
So in a way, I took the direct approach, unknowingly, I took the...
You went straight with dude.
By next year. That's what he's like, yeah, I think I'm ready to get married by next year. Yeah. And I was like, wait, wow. Okay. And then he was talking about, he's like, I just really feel like, I should have invited you to the movies last night. We should have gone to the movies together. And I'm thinking, he's just going all in for this. And then at the end, he's like, can I pray for you? I said, sure. So I had my hand on my face. He pulls my hand off of my face, holds my hand, prays for me. He doesn't remember any of this.
Well, and also, mind you, you're getting the cliff notes. You're getting all the like highlights from her.
This is all
it's not like this. It's not like
this
this all happened back to back to back, and it's not like any of those things I said are in context of like me just blurting it out. There are questions asked by her that I simply answered.
This is way more entertaining this way because I think it's the first time I've seen you this uncomfortable. This is great. Continue on.
So he grabs my hand and goes, "God, I just thank you so much for my sister Alex."
Wow. That's confusing.
Yeah! So I was going, well, now I'm confused. You were talking about how you want to get married, like now.
It wasn't in my mind, not to you.
Well, subconsciously, you were saying it.
Apparently.
So, and then he's like, God, please allow me to walk alongside her, and...
That sounds familiar. Yeah.
From her perspective, I'm be like,
Yeah.
God, also, I'm confused as hell right now.
But to turn it back around, we've known each other for so long. There's never been anything there. I've tried in the past, and it's just been like walls. So it's like we're just. It's just platonic.
I
we're
left
friends.
so
We're not.
confused.
I'm confused.
And then he texted me later. He's like, it was so good getting to hang out with you. I love you. I love you. And then he's like, he said, I love you. And then he was like, so good having you as a sister. And I was like, what are you saying?
Wow. Dude,
So-
you know what you did? You just did Uno reverse for every woman I have ever dated. Or wanted to date, I should say. Like, there have been, oh God, the amount of, you just pulled the Uno reverse. That's why this worked. You spoke girl to girl. And that's how it happened. Because if a girl does that to a guy, he's all in, but he's like, oh my God, that's the best. You just Uno reversed that. Holy crap.
Yeah,
There it is.
it was a grand time. Left, I was had to go on a drive to figure out, what is happening, texting all of my friends, what does this mean? I have no idea. So then he's like, we should hang out again. I'm like, great, please, I need clarity. And at the end of we went to Cracker Barrel, and at the end of it, he's like, is there anything else you wanted to say? And I wanted to be like, is this a date or not?
Yeah, that would have been very interesting.
That's defining the relationship right there.
Yeah.
Is this a date or what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Because I was so confused. You're saying, I want to get married.
Mm-hmm.
I want to walk alongside you, but then you're calling me sister. So, very confused.
Is he from Alabama or does he know anybody from Arkansas?
Hey.
Had to clear it up real quick right there.
Yeah.
Also, biblically, until we're married, we are sisters, brother and sister in Christ.
Yeah.
So I would like to point that
That,
out.
that's what my friends pointed out too. So, maybe that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
It's very confusing.
There.
Until I had an opportunity to play Mary on Christmas Eve, and they needed a Joseph. And they said, do you know a Joseph?
Oh yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Let me just ask if he's available on Christmas Eve to play Joseph. And that is when we started flirting.
And now it's time for an ad.
Hold on, before we get to this ad. Because you're playing Joseph, does that mean she's pregnant with another man's baby?
Whoa, wow.
And then she claimed immaculate conception. I promise it was the Lord. We heard that one before, but they were angels before. Today's ad. Opposable thumbs for dogs.
That's great because I had nothing. I just wanted to go.
Thumbs up, Fido. Thumbs up. Is your dog having a terrible time grabbing the treat bag and opening it for himself? That's why we have Ferris's opposable thumbs for dogs. Thumbs up, Fido.
Wow.
Thumbs up.
It's amazing.
I got nothing.
No, that was something.
That was something.
Good job.
Worst come worst, you can always go to Bass Pro Shops. Bass
Pro Shops, man, come on! How long have we been doing this? Bass Pro Shops, man, yeah.
Get yourself a hat, some merch.
Yeah, get some mats. So yeah, we got some dog merch.
Wear confidently.
Too. Fido.
Thumbs up for opposable thumbs for dogs.
Opposable thumbs. We also got Fido Chew. It's like
Fido
Blue Chew, but for your dog. Doggy dog not doing the do. Get them some Fido Chew. You can, see, like you only got one dog. You want a couple more dogs, some puppies up in this place? Get you some Fido Chew today. You want to start dog breeding?
No, I really
Get you some.
I do have an idea.
You do?
I do.
Dog fights.
No, not dog fight. Not Michael Vick. Anyway, that will never not be fine to me. But I do have an idea. Check this out.
Yep.
I came with this idea when I was chatting with my roommate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, ready for this one?
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a Parks and Rec reference.
Oh, sorry.
A little bit of that, just a tiny bit.
Come on, viewers. You know this. They probably don't know.
They might not. The Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
I have this idea where I have a whole bunch of dogs, right? And you can rent one. It's called Rent a Dog.
Rent a dog.
Rent a dog. Here's the idea though. Like you can rent a dog because like I've taken my little puppy out. He's adorable. He's the cutest little black lab, and he does his little puppy face and everything like that. And this, you're a ginger and you don't have a soul, or you don't know Jesus, then you don't think he's cute. But he's adorable. But here's the thing: like I go to pet-friendly places with him and stuff like that, and without fail, every time there's always something. Oh my God, your puppy's so cute!
Yeah.
And they all do the exact same thing. So here's the thing: if you're a single dude and you're looking in if your Riz game is low, grab yourself, rent a dog.
Rent a dog.
Wow, you sign a waiver and everything else like that. Yep. You rent the cute little puppy. Sure. He comes with you. He just chills and does his little thing. Does his little butt waggles whenever he sees a cute girl come by. That's an introduction. Be like, oh, is this your dog? It's like, no, I'm just taking care of him for a friend because I only rent out to friends. It's like I'm just taking care of him for a little while for my friend. I've been thinking about getting one too. He's just such a sweetheart. Shows responsibility, patience, and all that other stuff. You're a caring friend. You're helping out animals. Women like animals, especially cute tiny ones. Ta-da! It'll take you to the next. Rent a dog.
Rent a dog.
It's my idea.
It's on its up and up.
Yep, young adults. That
Young
guy.
adults, exactly.
Yeah, somebody brought a dog to young adults. We were at service the other day. Someone had a dog.
And the girls
they
flocked.
Exactly. It's kind of like, the guy who's playing acoustic guitar at Bible college. All he's got to do is find himself on the thing. All he's got to do is like 4 chords. He's a straight up Chad. 1, 5, 4.
Yeah, that's all I.
1, 5,
all he
6,
knows.
4.
Playing the PG.
4 chords. Yeah, that's it. Just capo. I can get up another couple for.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do. You have the cheetah bar. You throw one of those. It's rent a dog. Same exact thing. You have a little cute puppy. They will approach you. I know I tried this experiment with my puppy. I was like, man. Actually, I didn't necessarily need to do it. I just wanted to go out and just enjoy the atmosphere and stuff like that. Sit down with a friend or two. Waiting on my friend, I got approached by several people. I was like, if I was in a spot where I was ready for this, that'd be great. Good little boy. Good puppy.
Yeah.
Rent a dog.
Rent a dog.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
Yeah. You know how Red Bull gives you wings?
Yes.
What happens if an angel drinks?
Ooh. Well, no, he's got a lot more rings. But I mean, how do you think they got the 6 rings? They had 2 that covered their faces, 2 that covered their feet, and 2 they flew. And Ezekiel, I think it was Ezekiel, right? He's the guy who wrote the.
I dropped out of Bible college.
Oh jeez, no, Ezekiel. I think he's the one who essentially he's the one who had the wicked visions that seemed like he was tripping acid while he was talking to Jesus. For real? Something like that.
I don't remember this.
If you go read through his, Ezekiel had some of the weirdest, crazy visions. Like if you look at a biblical angel and stuff, I can see why they always say "fear not."
Yeah.
Because they're covered in eyes, wings everywhere. It's fear not, sir. This is the most terrified I've ever been in my life. You're one giant eye.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like a spider on steroids.
We totally misrepresent angels in modern.
Oh yeah, look, they're just so beautiful.
So cute. Yeah.
All that stuff, no, they're terrible.
Also, they're all guys.
Oh,
so the angels were we see projected or in cultures like women, but all the angels in scripture are men.
Yeah, especially if they're the ones who are about to go destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. They literally walk in, they're dudes, and they're like, yeah, and then obviously the Sodom and Gomorrah, hey there, let's we're having a party, we're having a thing. Do you guys want to just come out and do the thing with us over here? No, it's cool if you don't want to. We're just gonna be out here. Yeah. And, they're like, no, bro, we're cool. We're good. We're here in 30 seconds. Yeah. Well, yeah. Those guys know they're big, strong, archangels and all that stuff.
There's a few of those. I didn't know about that Ezekiel thing. I know some of the story. One of the wildest stories in the Bible for me is in is it Kings when Elisha tells
Elisha or
Elisha with the bald.
Yep, Elisha. That's
Elisha. Yeah.
Yeah, they're making fun of him, calling him baldy.
Yeah.
No, so he's like,
yeah.
There it is.
Well, speaking of. Speaking of Solomon, I was reading the Bible, and it was like, man, Solomon has like thousands of wives, right?
He has like 400 wives and 800 some odd concubines.
Good gravy.
Yeah, actually, the funniest thing about it though is like when you're reading through Proverbs, like he starts talking about, it's like better to dwell over here than in the house.
Exactly where I'm going. Yeah.
He keeps getting further and further away as the Proverbs go on to the point where he's like, better to be out in the wilderness than in a house shared with an angry, contentious woman.
Yeah.
I was like, he's just like,
the more
better to be on the roof, better to be in the corner of the rooftop, better to be in the, let's forget
as
it.
it goes.
Yeah. But I mean, if anything, that guy would know. I mean, could you imagine they're all living in the same general area. The concubines all share the same house, right?
I would
The
imagine
wives
so.
probably are sharing similar houses, if not same rooms, or at least nine.
Yeah, they're kind of roommates.
They were probably all in sync with each other. So there's a certain time of the month where Solomon's probably writing those problems. Like, the hell with this? I'm so over this.
Yeah. Also, there was a lot of sad guys.
What's that guy? What do you mean?
Because that's a
lot of wives.
That's a lot of wives so 1,000 men that don't have a wife. They're all there. I mean, because.
But if you think about it, men were the only ones that were going to battle at the time too.
So a lot of the men were dying?
Yeah.
So you're saying it kind of
evened
out?
Probably evened out.
Evened out, so you just took about today?
It's just like, there's a few left extras. Just come and hang out over here.
Okay.
How are you?
Yeah.
Apparently his Riz game was good.
His Riz game was good? I don't know. I feel like
he wrote an entire book about it or something. There's lots of poetry and stuff.
Yeah. Shout out to Song of Solomon. That's how
Song of Solomon.
So, hey, here's a tip of advice to some of them single guys out there. Maybe you can take this one. Invite a girl over to read the Song of Solomon and see what it takes you. Bible study. Like, hey, we want a Bible and chill. Song of Solomon. Let's see what happens, baby. Yeah.
It was like,
ultimate Bible reading.
Yeah, there would be a different laying on the hands ministry.
There would be a different.
She'd be slapping you. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying the slap. This is not slaps.
I beg your pardon?
Whoa. Forgot. He's about to get married. This is going to go one track.
Yeah. Yeah, we're reading that book.
You're reading that book,
sure. Yeah.
Oh man, honestly though, a good one is Love Does.
Love Does.
Love Does by Bob Goff. That one is like that's just good to read in general, not just for those who are getting married or anything like that. Just because like even just relationships wise, it's good. That and Boundaries by Henry Cloud. Phenomenal book. Got to talk with that guy who was on tour. Yeah. He will not recognize me, I guarantee you. The guy over there. Probably like if I ever met him again, he'd probably like, I've never had a conversation with you before in my life. Like,
memory's a little cloudy.
It's wow. We went there. The dad jokes are strong.
I'm just getting prepared. You know?
Just prep. Yeah, just get myself to ease.
Yeah.
No, like those are good ones. Just because like you gotta have boundaries within your. There are certain boundaries you need to have, but Love Does. That's a good one. Just about unlocking like all that other stuff. It's just good. It teaches you what love truly is. Yeah. I mean, we go through the Bible and you can read it. Like 1 Corinthians 13, everybody talks about it. It's a love chapter. Yeah. And some people take that wildly out of context. Oh boy, that's fun. But no, it's a really, really good book. I mean, I got a copy of it in the room over there, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, he's got a copy. Ladies, he's prepared. He's ready. He's going. I'm sorry. I know you hate this, but we're just going.
He's not the first black comedian to try and palm me off with somebody. He's not going to be the last black comedian to try and palm me off on me.
We're trying to blackmail you, you know?
Whoa,
as black males.
I don't need a black.
We're black males, so we're just trying to.
Okay, this is going down.
We're gonna go and sign off here.
For the record, I'm not on the down low. Just that's not that thing. Weird.
No.
But man.
But yeah. Do you have anything else to say before we go? You want to plug anything that you're doing or anything?
No,
you might be a little
incognito. There's nothing. I mean, other than I think my Instagram's Rosello at Rosello Nick, but that's another thing altogether. Or if you just search the hashtag Ask a Bearded White Guy. That's how we get to you. That sounds so vague. It is. But I mean, again, like I think I'm the only one who's using that one. Okay. I see a tall bearded guy over there playing with his puppy or making coffee somewhere. I think the thing I'm most proud about that whole thing is like the amount of effort I'm willing to go to make coffee in just some random situations. It's a little ridiculous. No, there's that. But yeah. Great. Anyways, this has been another wacky Wednesday because I like hijacking.
Wednesdays with Will. Featuring my Nick, or right here. It's getting a little worse every time. My Nick. My guy. Until next time. See you later.
You added the